The average 45-year-old spends 37% of their waking hours on autopilot, defaulting to decisions they'll regret by sunset. But what if midlife isn't about figuring it all out? It's about hacking 7 invisible systems that automate intentionality. Essentialism isn't a philosophy, it's your brain's upgrade manual. And today, I'm handing you the first 3 codes. Midlife is the ultimate crossroads. Promotions plateau, kids need you present, parents need you patient, and your time feels like sand in a storm. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Clarity isn't found in doing more, it's hacked by designing less. Forget decluttering. These 7 science-backed midlife hacks rewire everything, from how your brain prioritizes to why your relationships drain you. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to turn decision fatigue into a neurological shortcut, no willpower required. Reprogram obligation guilt using social thermodynamics, and hack luxury into a mathematical formula. Spoiler, it's cheaper than you think. These aren't tips, they're systems. Let's start with the one that's already running in your brain. You just haven't activated it yet. Midlife decision fatigue isn't a personality flaw, it's a design flaw. Your brain isn't broken, it's overloaded by outdated software. Here's the hack. Neuroscientists at UC Berkeley discovered that adults over 40 who pre-programmed 3 priority filters reduced daily decision stress by 64% in 30 days. How? They stopped asking, should I do this? And started asking, does this activate my core 3? Your core 3 are non-negotiable priorities for this season. Not vague values like family or health, but laser-focused targets like protect Tuesday nights for creative projects or only attend events that align with my current career pivot. This isn't time management. It's neuroarchitecture. Every time you apply a filter, you strengthen neural pathways that automate no to distractions. A 2024 MIT study calls this the priority loop, a brain hack where repeated intentional choices rewire the basal ganglia, your autopilot center, to default to what matters. For example, a midlife professional who defined core 3 as mentorship, deep work blocks, and regenerative weekends reported cutting low-impact meetings by 83% without willpower. Her secret? She didn't try harder. She engineered her brain's default settings. Extreme minimalism asks you to declutter your closet. Essentialism's first midlife hack declutters your neurology. By anchoring decisions to 3 seasonal priorities, you're not just simplifying choices, you're installing a cognitive firewall against regret. The result? A brain that works for you, not against you. Midlife relationships aren't about more or less. They're about energy ROI. Think of your social bandwidth as a finite battery. Every interaction either charges or drains it. A 2024 Boston College study found that adults aged 40 to 60 waste 19 hours monthly on zombie relationships, connections that persist out of guilt, nostalgia, or inertia. Essentialism's second hack flips this. It's not about cutting people out, but applying a social energy bank framework. Here's the system. Categorize relationships into 3 accounts. Core, invest weekly, high reciprocity. Seasonal, project-aligned, time-bound. And legacy, cherished but low maintenance. For example, a midlife entrepreneur reallocated 85% of her catch-up coffee hours to a mastermind group, core, and mentorship sessions, seasonal, boosting her business growth by 200% in 6 months. Why? The MIT Sloan School of Management calls this relational arbitrage, redirecting energy to interactions with compounding returns. This isn't cold efficiency. It's neuroscience. UCLA research shows that reciprocal relationships trigger oxytocin release, reducing stress hormones by up to 38%. Meanwhile, one-sided ties spike cortisol, aging cells 32% faster. Harvard Aging Study, 2023. By auditing your social energy bank quarterly, you're not being ruthless. You're hacking longevity into your calendar. Extreme minimalism stops at unfriending. Essentialism's midlife hack transforms relationships into strategic alliances. The result? A social circle that doesn't just fill time, it fuels purpose. Midlife luxury isn't about price tags, it's about value velocity. Essentialism's third hack exposes a radical truth. The fewer things you own, the richer you feel when each one aligns with your identity. A 2024 Yale study found that adults aged 45 to 65 who curated possessions based on emotional ROI, joy plus utility, reported 58% higher life satisfaction than peers chasing trends. The secret? A 3-tier luxury filter. Timeless utility. Will I use this weekly for 10 plus years? Emotional resonance. Does this spark pride or purpose? Legacy potential. Would I gift this to someone I love? For example, a midlife teacher replaced her 12 cheap handbags with one ethically crafted leather tote. Over 5 years, the tote's patina became a symbol of her evolving identity, a luxury that cost less per use than disposable fast fashion. Stanford economists call this durable dopamine, investments that deepen in meaning while depreciating in cost. This hack isn't minimalism's less is more. It's more is different. A 2023 Journal of Consumer Psychology paper revealed that midlife adults derive 73% of their happiness from multifunctional items, e.g., a handcrafted desk that doubles as a family heirloom, versus 22% for younger demographics fixated on novelty. Essentialism here is a wealth multiplier. By channeling funds into 5 to 10 perfectly aligned possessions or experiences, you're not spending, you're compounding life equity. Extreme minimalism strips away clutter. Essentialism's midlife hack rebuilds your world with artifacts that pay emotional dividends. The result? A life where luxury isn't bought, it's engineered. Midlife is when societal expectations hit hardest. Promotions you should want, lifestyles you should envy, milestones you should chase. But Essentialism's fourth hack isn't about ignoring the noise. It's about building cognitive antibodies. A 2023 Princeton study found that adults over 40 exposed to constant shoulds experience decision paralysis 43% more often than those who practice selective script immunity. Here's how it works. Your brain has a default setting called social mirroring, subconsciously adopting others' goals as your own. To hack this, create a boundary blueprint, a pre-written response framework for deflecting external pressures. For example, when faced with a should, you need a bigger house now that you're VP. Ask, does this align with my core 3 or someone else's? Neuroscience shows that verbalizing this boundary activates the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, overriding emotional reactivity. A UC Davis experiment revealed that adults who rehearsed boundary blueprints reduced peer-influenced regrets by 61% in 6 months. They didn't isolate themselves. They trained their brains to metabolize societal noise without internalizing it. This isn't rebellion, it's neurostrategy. Think of it like spam filtering for your psyche. 95% of shoulds get auto-deleted, while the 5% that resonate with your priorities trigger intentional engagement. Midlife essentialism isn't rejecting society. It's curating your mental inbox so fiercely that external scripts bounce unless they're stamped aligned. Extreme minimalism quiets your environment. Essentialism's fourth hack silences the invisible narrator in your head, freeing you to author your own story. Midlife nostalgia isn't just wistful reminiscing, it's a neural goldmine. While society frames looking back as a distraction, Essentialism's fifth hack reveals how to weaponize memory as a decision-making tool. A 2024 Cambridge study found that adults aged 45 to 65 who practiced targeted nostalgia recoding made 34% fewer impulsive choices, as reflecting on specific past experiences activated the brain's prefrontal cortex, sharpening judgment. The key? Not all memories are created equal. Essentialism treats your past like a museum. You're the curator, selecting only exhibits that illuminate your current path. Here's the system. Conduct a memory audit. For 1 week, journal every nostalgic trigger, songs, photos, or places that surface old emotions. Then, categorize them into 2 groups: anchors, memories reinforcing your core priorities, like a past triumph in your current field, and fog, nostalgia tied to outdated identities, like college-era habits misaligned with parenthood. A UCLA neuroimaging experiment showed that midlife adults who focused on anchors for 10 minutes daily increased goal clarity by 41% in a month, while fog dwellers reported heightened indecision. This isn't about erasing the past. It's about reprogramming retrieval. Think of your hippocampus as a search engine. Strategic nostalgia optimizes its algorithm to prioritize memories that validate intentionality, not distract from it. For example, a midlife architect battling career stagnation rewatched documentaries about her first sustainable project daily. Within weeks, her brain began associating creativity with purpose, sparking ideas for a groundbreaking new venture. Extreme minimalism discards the past. Essentialism's fifth hack transforms it into a compass, one that uses yesterday's wisdom to navigate tomorrow's choices with ruthless focus. Midlife's greatest myth is that time scarcity is inevitable. Essentialism's sixth hack dismantles this by reframing time as depth-first design. A 2024 Stanford study revealed that adults aged 40 to 60 who view time as a finite portfolio, not an endless to-do list, report 52% less urgency anxiety. The secret? Temporal layering, bundling activities into multidimensional experiences that serve multiple priorities simultaneously. For example, a weekly hike becomes exercise plus family bonding plus creative ideation, tripling its value without adding hours. Neuroscience explains why this works. When the brain perceives an activity as multipurpose, it releases dopamine during anticipation, not just completion. A University of Toronto experiment found that midlife participants who practiced temporal layering for 8 weeks experienced 37% fewer time famine episodes. They didn't magically gain more hours. They hacked their perception of time's elasticity. Here's how to start. Audit 1 hour of your day and ask, can this act as a depth multiplier for my core priorities? For instance, a midlife teacher merged his commute with language learning podcasts aligned to his dream of retiring abroad. Over 6 months, he didn't just save time, he expanded it, turning dead space into progress toward a legacy goal. Essentialism here isn't about squeezing more in. It's about redefining what productive means, depth of alignment, not volume of output. Extreme minimalism cuts activities. Essentialism's sixth hack transforms them into temporal compound interest, where every minute earns dividends across multiple accounts of your life. Midlife's unspoken truth? You can't do it all, but you can engineer what fails. Essentialism's final hack flips the script. Instead of chasing perfection, you deliberately let non-essentials crumble to protect what matters. A 2024 Oxford study found that adults over 45 who practiced controlled collapse protocols, CCPs, reduced burnout by 78% while achieving 91% of their core goals. The secret? Neglect is not failure. It's prioritization weaponized. Here's the system. Identify 3 collapsible zones in your life. Areas where good enough is better than perfect. For example, a midlife executive allowed her lawn to grow wild, ignored non-urgent emails for 48 hours, and stopped meal prepping Instagram-worthy lunches. The result? She reclaimed 11 hours weekly for her non-negotiable trio, mentoring her team, marathon training, and unplugged family dinners. Behavioral scientists call this the neglect multiplier effect. Letting minor systems fail strengthens major ones by redirecting resources. Neuroscience confirms this. A UC San Francisco study revealed that tolerating small, intentional failures, like a messy kitchen, reduces amygdala hyperactivity, freeing the prefrontal cortex to focus on high-impact decisions. Strategic neglect isn't laziness. It's essentialism at mastery level, accepting that 80% of life's tasks are maintenance for a facade, not progress. By letting go of shoulds that nobody truly notices. Is your LinkedIn really that important? Do PDA meetings need your hot takes? You're not losing. You're outsourcing irrelevance. Extreme minimalism prunes the visible. Essentialism's seventh hack scorches the invisible. The guilt, the invisible labor, the self-imposed standards that exist only to appease ghosts. The result? A midlife where your energy flows only to what cannot fail, your legacy, your joy, your peace. Midlife isn't a crisis, it's a design brief. You've just armed yourself with 7 systems that turn societal shoulds into scaffolding for a life that's not just simpler, but strategically sovereign. These hacks aren't about doing less. They're about designing less, so you can live exponentially more. But this is just the blueprint. If you're ready to go deeper, I've curated 2 playlists that expand this philosophy. Microtopia, crafting purpose in small spaces, and Hollow Era, unmasking cultural traps that drain your energy. They're not sequels, they're companion guides to the life you're now engineering. Hit save on this video, then dive into those next. And if you're new here, welcome to the rebellion. This channel isn't about trends. It's about building a life that outlasts them.